Good morning and welcome to Walk Before You Run. This morning we're going to take a look in Luke 2 and our subject, a topic, or thought for today will be my father's business. Now, in Luke 2, um, the narrative is setting up the birth of Jesus and it goes on into not just his birth, but his childhood. And as you get further into the book, we see that Jesus is around 12. In verse 41, it says, "Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days as they returned, the child Jesus tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinfolks and acquaintances. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors or teachers, and both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and his answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me, while ye not that I must be about my father's business? And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and was subject unto them. But his mother kept all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. Now, Jesus knew that he had to be about his father's business, not the business of carpentry, but the business of the souls of men. And I like that Mary had been told by the angel who Jesus was, but in the day to day mothering, maybe she put that on the back burner and she was just interested in him doing the things that young men did at that time, learning the craft of his father so that when he grew up, he could take over the family business. And God has a way of reminding us what our true business on this earth is. And he did that with Mary, because I like that in verse 51, it says, And he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject unto that as a young lad when his father was building or cutting wood or gathering the wood or whatever he was doing in his carpentry business, that uh, Jesus was paying attention and doing those things, uh, being an obedient son. But then I like what it says about what Mary did when Jesus said, when he was in a temple, that, don't you know that I'm supposed to be doing my father's business? That she listened to those words. And it's something about the word of God. It penetrates the heart and the mind, and you don't forget. You might push it to the back, but your heart won't forget. And so it says that uh, he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject unto them. But means stop, wait a minute. Things are about to change, or something's going to be a little different. And so I like this B part of 51. It says, but his mother kept all these things in her heart. When Jesus speaks, you're going to listen. And she probably, as a mom, every now and then she would glance at him. And you know how, as parents, as moms especially, we look at our sons and our daughters and we can see their dad in them. But can you imagine looking at your child and seeing the mighty, awesome God in him? Oh, what a beautiful thing that must have been for Mary. And so she kept these things in her heart. And so I can imagine when he would do something that was extraordinary, that would come back to her mind that he was the Son of the Most High. When he would have patience that went beyond what she could see in anybody else, including Joseph, it must have come back to her mind. He is the Son of God. And so Jesus, even in his living with his earthly father and mother, was doing the will of his father. He was being an example to those that were watching him of what we should be. And so when people watch us, when people look at us, are we showing what we should be? Are we about our father's business? Are we doing what we should be doing? Even though sometimes it might look like this is not of any eternal consequence, but you don't know who's watching you. So everything you do in life, be it that you teach at a school, or you are a nurse at a hospital, or you are the man that picks up the trash that people put on the curb, or you are a police officer, or you are the custodian. Doesn't matter what you're doing in life. Are you being an example? Can they see that you are about your father's business? If you say you are a Christian, are you about your father's business? Let somebody be able to say that they kept the sayings of your mouth in their heart, that they can, think about and ponder upon some things that are really some good tips, tidbits, or food for thought. Live your life that somebody is watching, kind of like up in verses 44, 44, 45, and 46, where when Jesus was in the temple teaching, and was also able to answer some questions that people had. Are we living that life that people, when they have a question, they can come to us? That when we open our mouths to ask a question or to say something that is worth listening to, we must be about our Father's business. So I encourage you this day to open up the Word of God, walk through His Word, take a look at Luke 2, and see, are you about your Father's business? Before you go out and run your errands, make sure you walk through the Word. Have a great day.